Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Yes, this is super short notice. I should have put this out like an hour, 2 hour, well, an hour ago, right? And in this video, and I didn't put the link in the description, I need to. The links actually in this video, we will be referencing Bernard Riley's panel today and um, Ed and his commentary. And this is really about, you know, conservatives versus the red pill, and are conservatives coming after the red pill, and the assumption that conservatives were somewhat red pill already, or to be red pill automatically meant that you were conservative or that you leaned conservative. Um, I would like to push back on a lot of that. Exhibit A, Mr. Z himself, yours truly, right? And the fact that I am a known um, person on the political left in the Black manosphere, and I am red pill, right? So yeah, that part, right? What's going on, Vic? Right? So there's that. Not only that, this notion that you 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 know you're red pill and you're conservative. I don't buy into that. And I'm glad. Shout out to Bernard Riley. I'm glad that he made mention of the fact that the tradcons, like the hardcore um blue pill tradcons, right? You know, and I'm actually glad that Bernard Riley made mention of that, reference to that, and the fact that these people are like, you know, going after. And let me address this too. I have a couple of points that I can't look at right now. So the things that I remember, I will be addressing them. And one of those things is the fact that you know um Ben Shapiro and whatever his face is, I forgot the black dude's face. I don't watch him because I find him particularly, obviously as a lefty, I find him a bit enraging, right? Um, but yeah, so these people are pro-establishment. I just want us to remember, like, these people are pro-establishment, right? And being pro-establishment means that they don't really want to rock the boat. They're good. They're making their money, and they some of them have sizable female audiences. It's Gillette all over again, right? It's Gillette all over again. Wait a minute, bro. You sell razors to dudes. Yeah, but the women are the ones that buy razors. They're the ones that buy the razors for their husbands, right? I think we severely underestimate kind of what how much the red pill challenges the status quo and who's going to try to come for your necks, right? Including conservatives. You got to remember also we're kind of entering the election cycle. These people do not want y'all to mess with their money and their support, and they definitely don't want y'all to expose the fact that there's a whole lot of blue pill dudes on the political right. They do not want y'all to expose that. This was just like Ed said, this was a preemptive strike. And the others on the panel, this was a preemptive strike. They do not want y'all messing with their support, especially amongst the young whites, the young white dudes, because their masculinity, that's all they got left. Y'all gonna take the political right from them also and show them how y'all gonna shake the tree and be like, you see that apple? That's a blue pill, blue pill, blue pill, blue pill. Or even worse, red pill people that still pretend like they're blue pill. Like Ed said, the company men. Red pill people that act like they're blue pill because they don't want you to shake things up because you're messing with their money. Right? You're messing with their money. They want you to keep the status quo. Vote for these particular people so that they can, tax cuts for my corporations and company, right? Vote for these particular people so we can lower the tax rate. Vote for these particular people because they won't challenge, they won't go after my near monopoly, or they won't go after my boss's near monopoly. They won't tax me at a higher rate. I keep on going to taxes, right? They don't want y'all to they don't want y'all to wake up some of the Christian right, the Christian white right. Oh hell no. Right? And y'all gotta know Ben Shapiro been a sellout. Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, they're on the political right to, lessen the white guilt. When you got 90 some odd percent of black women voting to the left or for the Democrats, and yet one of the most prominent faces coming out of America for any type of political talk is Candace Owens, you think that's by accident? Right? I bring this up all the time. The New Zealand shooter said Candace Owens' name by name. New Zealand shooter said Candace Owens by name. This is a white guy, literally on the other side of the planet, mentioning a black woman who just really started making a name for herself over the past, at that point, what, 3, 4 years, 5 years? Right? And then when you deal with Ben Shapiro, what, Jews vote Democrat at what, 70 some odd percent or something like that? Maybe 80 some odd, 70 some odd percent. So you don't understand why, plus the real anti-Semitism coming from particularly the right, the political right, they need Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro know where his bread is buttered. He know where his role is. And you think he's going to say some red pill stuff? He's not going to say nothing red pill. Y'all should have knew who Ben Shapiro was when he was going to college campuses debating 19, 20, and 21-year-olds. That's why I keep on imploring y'all to watch the conversation between Ben Shapiro and Ezra Klein and watch Ben Shapiro get washed. To my black conservative brethren, that's what we trying to tell y'all. I'm not saying for you to be politically left with Mr. Z or get back on the air quotes plantation. I'm not telling you that. But you're gonna see, and you gotta remember the numbers. This man woman talk on the interwebs is doing numbers. It's doing numbers. It's doing numbers, and it's putting certain people's back to the wall. Right? And people, their subscribers are mentioning things in their comments, mentioning names in their comments. There's cross-pollination between their subscribers and some of the other manosphere, even black manosphere people. They're getting called, excuse my language, cucks and blue pill, and they looking up what does this mean. The people behind the scenes, their staff is also mentioning things and mentioning different people. You got to remember, like, these people are hearing different people's name. Tatum's name, they're hearing that name. They're hearing different people's names. So of course they're going to try to chip off some of those people's subscribers also. And you talking about going back to the plantation, they're trying to put y'all back on the plantation. Marry these women. Right? Marry these women. Make these women good, honest wives. Right? There's a whole lot that I think the brothers on the political right is gonna. This election is gonna show y'all some stuff. Y'all, We talk about the hypocrisy coming from the left all the time. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready to have a conversation about the right? You know, so there's a lot that's going to be going on um during this election. Like I said, election cycle is starting to kick up. They're going to um challenge some of the things that we say here. I guess this is our next arc, our next chapter coming up. This is going to last a while, right? Then you gotta really think. By the way, do y'all think all the tech bros are left leaning? You think so? Why is Mr. Z bringing this up? You gotta ask yourself. And FD actually said this. I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with FD on this, and it's so true. So many black people are politically left, but yet look at all the faces and names you know on the interwebs that are politically right. Black faces, black people. Now, y'all already know Mr. Z has already said the internet has democratized the town square, so that's one of the reasons. But another reason is because who's getting elevated? Who's getting the microphone put in their face? Who is the algorithm promoting and why? Oh, let me say that again. And why? Right? Very important part of the conversation. Who is the algorithm promoting and why is the algorithm promoting those people who lean more right? You know, particularly black people who lean more right. Many of your divestors lean seriously right, right? Many of the brothers in the black manosphere lean seriously right, or at least everybody's pretending like they do, right? There's something to be said about the algorithm promoting particular narratives and talking points. We got to be honest about that, right? And why it does. And then we have to get into the, and you know what? Before we do that, let's pause right here. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Give Mr. Z 1 second. Give Mr. Z 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Okay. Um, and my other point was, and this one is pretty important. Let me make sure I get it right. The bootstrap talk. What did y'all expect from the people that sell y'all bootstraps? They can't talk establishment talk. They can't talk systemic talk. They can't talk systemic issues. That flies in the face of all of their review. Well, if you just lift yourself up by your bootstraps, right? Because any issue you have with women is because you're not washing your rear end. Y'all notice that the left and the right agrees with this one thing? When it comes to men, the left and the right do agree that, well, you got an issue with the way the women are acting and speaking in, modern society. Well, that's on you. That's a shortcoming of you. You notice that? This is the one thing that the left and the right believe. That the issue is that our young men just don't want to, take life seriously and, wash their rear end and, work hard, and you'll get a woman that way. Or she'll respect you that way, right? Y'all notice that the political right actually agrees with the political left on this. Huh. That's interesting, right? That bootstrap talk, notice how it's kicking young men, even young white men, in the rear end now. It's kicking people in the butt now, right? It's always been kicking black men in the butt. I mean, Sarge Really Pete already said this. I'm not saying anything new in that respect. These people are turning on their own sons. A systemic issue, but individual answers. Individualism answers for a systemic issue. Your young people aren't getting married, and the conservatives still. Let's address this. These particular conservatives are watching as their daughters and their sons not get married, not have children, not give them the grandkids. And they're still looking at the men like, huh, I think it's you, son. It's a you problem. Right? They raised at least 2 generations of spoiled brat a-hole women that don't even understand systemic issues. They want all the jobs. They want all the middle management jobs. They want all the establishment jobs. They want all the corner office jobs. Cool. While they want to be stay-at-home moms simultaneously. Y'all tell me how this works. They want all of it. And then they still want to marry the baller dude, whether white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. How is the math supposed to work? And when their daughters go running to them complaining about, air quotes, men not on their level, then they come back down to us and lecture us. Don't forget that Ben Shapiro's sister is now doing YouTube also. With the same weird ass eyebrows. Right? Must be a Shapiro thing. Right? That bootstrap talk is kicking even young white men in the butt, and these people are still on it while you watch these people not get married, not have children, and they're still telling you, well, you can't believe this way, right? Let me also kind of poke my finger in some of these brothers' eyes. Y'all still swearing by capitalism? You want to know where their principles went? They got bought out. Hey, everything's for sale. When they told you everything in the marketplace, they meant everything. Oh, y'all thought there was a line in the sand somewhere? What, your morality? For sale. Your principles? For sale. Virtue for sale. Chastity for sale. Family formation for sale. Your children's sexuality for sale. Your sexuality for sale. Your women for sale. Your entire concept of relationship model for sale. Did y'all forget who brought y'all no-fault divorces? It was Ronnie Reagan, you know, the second coming of Jesus that y'all swear by. When they said, see, when people hear Mr. Z say commodify everything, y'all think I'm joking. When I say they put a price tag on everything, you think I'm joking. Everything is for sale. Right? Everything. They financialized everything. Everything is a commodity. It's all for sale. There are no guiding. What's the guiding principle? Right? And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. These people don't have any principles. They're watching the lowering divorce rate, and what do they have for you? What, some religious talk? Right? What's their answers? What are their answers? Ben Shapiro told you marry young. Actually, the younger people got the higher divorce rate. By the way, side note, because I didn't hear anyone say that on Bernard Riley's panel. The young people are the ones with the higher divorce rate. What are you talking about? And it's based off of money on top of that, by the way. If you need to know, Mr. Shapiro. Smart, dumb. Anyway, Harvard grad, by the way, Harvard grad attorney over here, pulling numbers out of his ass. I'm not even going to say rear end anymore. We just going to cut that today. Pulling opinions out of his ass. Actually, is with younger people, the people that get married younger. And the only way you mitigate for that is a whole lot of money. Guess what Mr. Shapiro has? Right? With your fake stern face. Right? Y'all don't let Mr. Fast Talking Ben Shapiro trick y'all out of what y'all on. Getting married young. See, you can make an argument about the 50 bodies thing and all that other stuff. You can make an argument about that. But he was dead wrong about marrying younger. Actually, no. Actually, no. Right? So I wanted to make sure that y'all understand capitalism is eating all. Y'all swear by this system. When they said everything's for sale, they meant everything. Fire sale, right? It all gotta go. For all my people from South Florida, y'all know about Brandsmark. 888, 88. Right? 988, 88. Your women, 988, 88. Right? They sit for sale, they mean everything. Right? And these people are for sale. Don't get it misconstrued. These people, their ideology is for sale. That's if they even believed in what they're saying in the first place. And I also, once again, want to emphasize the bootstrap talk. They can't acknowledge the systemic problems on the political right, man. That's what's getting some of these divorce laws that we're asking for, the reformation of divorce laws and child support and custody laws. That's what's making it really difficult, because they have a difficult time acknowledging systemic issues. On the political right, they have a problem acknowledging that because it makes them in their little masculinity feel weak. Number one. Number two, that means that we have dun 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 a problem with the establishment. Systemic issues. You know who else talk about systemic issues? Black people. We can't let those Negroes know they're right about anything. It's a slippery slope, people. Once we start acknowledging that there's systemic issues in the system that might need to be reformed, then all you know is the Negro is going to come in and start asking for reparations. And we can't have that. So everybody got to suffer under the boot of feminism. Right? We can't acknowledge that we've socialized our women to be a-holes and to actually want everything. What does Mr. Z mean by everything? For those of you that ever watched The Witcher, y'all remember Homegirl off of The Witcher? Every time they asked her, what do you want? She said everything. Modern feminism. Yes, I want patriarchy without the patriarchs, but I also want to be a feminist. But I also want men to pay for things and open doors for me. But I don't want the men that I don't find attractive to do it. Right? Because I don't actually want them. Right? These people are the worst. So Ben Shapiro, see, you know what? Let me stop. We don't even know how much these people engage with people in reality online. We don't know how much they know. We know maybe their staff knows, but how much do they know about the goings on? You know, conversations we're having all over the interwebs and all over this. Like I said, this relationship talk, this masculinity, femininity talk is all over social media. It's all over because we are at a crisis right now because nobody has the new game rules. They've effectively torched the old rules, the old order way of thinking, the way men and women engage, and nobody has new game rules, so everybody's freestyling and throwing a fit. And Mr. Ben Shapiro is talking like we're somewhere in the 1950s. And Tatum is talking like we're somewhere in the 1950s. And their young men are screaming, look, that do right and keep your head down and be a good tax-paying citizen and, you know, take women seriously and all that other crap doesn't work. I'm saying that as a man in a relationship, a loving relationship, that crap don't work. That crap, it doesn't work. We're all playing Russian roulette. All the men are playing Russian roulette right now. That's what we doing. You might get lucky. Right now, Mr. Z is like, it look like it's good, but I don't know. We're all playing Russian roulette. Even when they talk about, oh, married people have so much more wealth than single people and blah, 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 until divorce. And then what's the number one indicator of poverty in America, everyone? Divorce. Huh. Right? What are my other points? Let me stop just freestyling right now. Give me a second. Oh, I was already on it. Okay, the dominant narrative. Yes, the dominant narrative. See, too much of what we're saying over here challenges the dominant narrative that these people have been pushing for decades. The dominant narrative is that you keep your head down, you work hard, right? You go to school, you get your education, you work hard, right? And on the other side of that is wife and children and some type of stability and the good Christian wife, or, I guess in Ben Shapiro's case, the good Judeo. Oh, by the way, side note. Half the reason why Ben Shapiro sounds the way he does, y'all, if y'all didn't know, Ben Shapiro got married to his wife, if I'm not mistaken, within 6 months. I think it was not a year. It was like 6 or 9 months. He called her after the first date on some, okay, so when are we getting married type thing. Like, the way he described it was really cringe. He was the one describing it, by the way. Like, the dating process was torture for him. And y'all want to get y'all relationship advice from that guy? Right? Now, going back to the Russian roulette thing. This is something that they don't want to be honest with you about. That women reserve the right, not to mention the power talk. You're dealing with a different type of woman. The way Tatum is talking, like, first of all, these women want power, bro. They want power. I don't know what you're talking about. And yeah, thank you, Bernard, for catching him up on him saying, the lead. He caught himself. Somebody in the comments said it. He caught himself saying, essentially, she follows my lead type thing. He didn't say that, but like essentially that type of thing. He caught himself, right? Number one, and he corrected himself. Number one, then number two, but then he said, I make sure that she don't got to worry about nothing and just be a mommy. So which one is it? Y'all are partners, or do you lead, and are you paymaster, and that's the only reason you got some peace in your house? Right? This is my problem with these people. They're disingenuous. Either they don't know, then stop talking, or they're disingenuous. But what they want you to do is continue getting married to these wayward ass women and paying these taxes and having these children that's going to pay these taxes. Right? And they got to chip off some of the, I just want to stress this also. You got to remember, these people got to chip off some of this manosphere talk, because it's big. It's big. Right? We're all over the interwebs. Right? Number one. Number two, like I said, election season is coming up. Excuse me. And you're going to watch the left and the right make a play for men. Now, the right has a better chance, but don't get it twisted. I want to stress this. These men many of them are blue pill, or they're going to push a blue pill narrative, even if they're not truly blue pill. Don't mess. You're gonna mess with their money, right? All that. Excuse me. All of that traditional conservative tradcon stuff that they push over there. Y'all messing with it, and y'all messing with the whole bootstraps talk. Because understand why this is so dangerous. There's many reasons why this is so dangerous for those people. The way they see it is that what you're telling the young men is that no, none of this is guaranteed. And just because you put your head down and worked hard and you was the greatest man and you went to the gym and you did everything the right way, like it's the men's version of a fairy tale. What you're telling men is like, yeah, it may not work out that way. And it makes it hard for them to sell the American dream. How am I supposed to sell the American dream when we have these loud ass dudes on the internet saying, yeah, nah, probably not. And as a matter of fact, based off of the divorce rate alone, we're not even going to talk about the breakup rate before marriage. We're not going to talk about the horrible dates, the foodie calls. We're not even going there. Just based off of the divorce rate, it's a 50% chance that your marriage gets torched. How are they supposed to sell the soap when y'all are telling people what the soap is made of? Right? Y'all are getting in the way of their money. Too much truth over there, you guys. Y'all are in the way of the money. Right? And remember, these people are, traditional conservatives, or at least they purport to be. And we're over here we're challenging so many norms. I just want you to understand. That's why, the left. Oh, side note, MD was also part of some type of policy institute. Just side note, I just remember that, by the way. He said that on another channel. And I'm just not surprised at all. Yeah, that would explain a whole lot of. So in other words, me and BGS aren't just pulling it out of our rear end that the Democrats are probably sending him on a mission, or somebody important, is sending him on a mission, right? Exactly, Trail, right? Shout out to Nelly. That must be the money, for real. You know, and MRT says it isn't 50%. That's a misrepresentation of the stat. Well, if you have better numbers, let's hear it, right? So I just wanted to come to you guys with that. I'm not going to stay too long. I know Art has a stream going on. Just wanted to come to you guys with that, my little review of the conversation, and the fact that what y'all thought, right? What's going on, Passport OG? Right? What did y'all think? Like, look, I don't, we're, like I said before, we're coming up to election season. Get ready for the vigorous debates between the left and the right part of the Black manosphere. But y'all really may not understand what these other people are on. They're not the allies you think they are. And it's going to become very apparent to some of the brothers on the political right. Y'all already ignoring a whole lot of racist stuff. Now y'all getting y'all another wake-up call, with the fact that these people don't even align with you when it comes to the women. Well, damn. Right? Huh. All righty. Right? Let's make sure we got through the points. Oh yeah, I forgot they also believe that women are morally superior. They also believe in the women are softer narrative. So that also lends, to this idea that, if anything is wrong between men and women, it's men. Because if women are more moral and women are softer, then obviously it goes without saying that if there's a schism between men and women and it's a growing gap, it's turning into a chasm. It is a chasm already. Right? Then that gotta be on men. Isn't that what we heard from Mr. Peterson? Right? The women are in the right. Isn't that what we heard from Mr. Peterson? And didn't Mr. Peterson use the same exact language as FD signifier when they talked about, putting on a clean shirt and wiping your butt right and all this other stuff and taking a shower? FD signifier and Jordan Peterson saying the exact same type of things about men and the manosphere and the problem the manosphere really has with women. Huh. Huh. Okay. Like I said, the left and the right do agree on one thing. It's the men's fault. Right? See, when these people tell you they're conservative and when they tell you they're well, they don't tell you they're pro-establishment. They are pro-establishment, by the way. But when they tell you they're conservative, you really got to delve into what they mean by that. They're not trying to shake no trees, and they got money too. They don't know where they'll end up if you start shaking that tree. Right? Y'all messing with their money. Right? What else I got? Yeah, the women are softer, moral superiority narrative. Right? No fault divorces. We brought that up. Bootstraps. Right? We brought that up. Rugged individuality. We brought that up. They are pro-establishment. We brought that up. Right? Thank you. Thank you. They are pro-authoritarian. Thank you, Trell. Right? And if I'm already an influential millionaire person like Ben Shapiro, right? Then why would I not be pro-establishment and authoritarian? Why wouldn't I be? And why wouldn't I sell you the soap even if I don't believe in it? Look at who's getting married, and importantly, y'all know I like to say this, and staying married. It follows across class lines. Look at who's not getting married, then look at who's getting married and getting divorced, and then look who's getting married and staying married, and see where the class lines are, and see if they don't track with that. Ben Shapiro, no, yeah, there's a possibility his wife will leave, but most likely not. Where's she going? Fame and money, and that's before we even start speaking about Jewish culture. She's not going nowhere. Right? And we just have to be honest about that. And so, yeah, on the political right, they're going to try to sell y'all the soap too. What to the brothers on the political right? What y'all thought y'all had a friend? Y'all keep on ignoring all the little racist whispers over there. Now y'all know. Okay, my question: when are y'all going to be like, okay, we can't really, yeah, these people over here on this side? I'm just saying. Y'all ignore the racist whispers. Now they hitting y'all with the fact that they don't really align with y'all, even when it comes to the talk of relationships and intimacy and the women talk. And the men talk, Ben Shapiro, y'all know Ben Shapiro is like Harvard Law. Ben Shapiro is Harvard Law graduate, and he just pulls some random BS out of his ass with this younger people have a better marriage rate. No, no, they don't. Right? And MRT says, my question is, Z, then what do we want these men to do that are on the right instead? Be more critical? I'm not telling you to be on the political left with Mr. Z. I've never advocated that on my channel. I do poke fun at some of the brothers on the right. I do that occasionally. That's clear, right? And I understand all the insanity on the political left. But I do know that brothers, when they woke up, when they had after their red pill rage moments, we done all seen it. They go running all the way to the other side with the political right. Cool, all right. But now the political right is telling you in more ways than one, in more different situations, that yeah, we don't rock with you on that either. Right? I think if you claim to be a critical thinker, a divergent thinker, a person that's more facts over feelings, then you really got to mean that, right? It's not I feel slighted because I was a Democrat on the left, and my mama was a Democrat and she vote Democrat, and my aunts and my grandma them are all Democrats, and I'm not doing it. So I'm going all the way over here to the other side, right? And for all right, the brothers on the political right, they don't want to talk race talk because it makes them feel weak and it makes them sound like they feel like it makes them sound too much like the women, the black women that use race as an excuse, and the weak, limp wristed black men that use race as an excuse. Okay, cool. They don't want to do that, so they ignore when the right implies, suggests racist crap. Okay, cool. Now they letting you know they don't even really align with you when it comes to the talk about women and families and the divorce rate and all of this other stuff. They don't even align with you on that. Now what? Actually, that's actually I would disagree with this. And MRT says, and there's a reason for that. I'm still not telling you which side to vote for, but even if we were to all vote for the right, you have the make or break vote. Actually, that's the actual one good thing about black people vote. And let me read the comment first, so that's for people that are listening in. And MRT says, I think both parties are a bad deal, but nothing good comes from 90+% of black Americans supporting a one party. Nothing. Actually, I would disagree with that because the black community is known to be that. Whether you support a party or not, now you have the break vote. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of the one of the positives. When they say, "Oh, the black community is we have a diversity of thought," you know, we're not all united. The people that think that we are, and oftentimes we move like that politically, right? And they say, "Oh, the black community is not a monolith," and all that other talk. The actually one good thing about this is that when the majority of us move in a certain direction, particularly politically, because you vote at 80 and 90% in one direction, you can break something. So if the black community was to stop supporting the Democrats lose every time because they can't pull in more other non-black people, and vice versa. Because everybody else numbers are pretty much fixed where they are. So the Asians vote some 60 some odd percent Democrat, Latinos, same thing. Other communities, same thing. White people mainly vote Republican at like 50 some odd, 60 some odd percent, depending on the election. It's the black community that by a few margins breaks things. You saw that now, taking that out the black community, you saw that with the election of Biden. You know who put Biden in the office? White men. White men put Biden in the office. Trump's numbers went up just a little bit with just about every demographic. It was white men who broke the vote and voted the opposite direction, pretty much to punish Biden for COVID, but that's a whole different thing. And guess what? I mean, not Biden, I'm sorry, to punish Trump. And guess what? Biden walked into the White House. White men are the ones who put Biden in the White House. Huh, huh, huh. On the contraire, why do you think FD signifier is here? And MRT says, so just take your break vote for granted. The Democrats don't fear losing the black vote. Yeah, actually they do. We're playing with such slim margins that black men not voting Democrat at the 85 or so percent that we vote Democrat now, 85, 87%, right? That we vote. I'm talking about black men specifically now. If that number goes down to 75%, 70%, the Democrats don't win. They actually do fear that. That's why you have these kind of, people coming in and investigating and look and trying to speak to us, and that's how you get Tiffany Cross telling you get in line with behind black men, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, they actually do. Remember, like much of where we are, I'm not saying people don't swing, obviously, but a lot of I said it, it's very slim margins that's going on right now. The states are you have a few swing states, but many states vote the same direction decades on end, right? And if you ever look at the election results by county, the Bloods are killing the Crips. It's just that the Crip places, the Crip cities, are really heavily populated. But if you just look at counties, oh yeah, it's a whole lot of red. A little bit of blue over here in the Northeast, a little bit of blue in the South Florida, some blue in California and whatnot, one or two blue in Texas, and a whole sea of red. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, right? So I'm saying that to say, you know, a critical eye at all of this, I think, is important. Number one. But number two, you're going to see, I would argue, more, and this is the bigger picture. Everything else is just mainly pop culture crap, the way it's going to be spin. The real thing is the right making a play at male voters, right? I think that's what this really comes down to. You're going to see a whole lot of, I think eventually Ben Shapiro does interview with a red pillar or the easiest person he thinks that him and his staff think they can one up in the red pill space. Most likely not going to be a black man. Most likely not going to be anyone in the black manosphere. I'm almost certain of that. But maybe one of the white dudes that's, red pill or air quotes manosphere, right? So um, I can definitely see some of these people speaking to somebody in the white manosphere and getting that kind of traffic, that cross pollination going, right? Because the Republicans don't want too many um, red pill people either. BGS has stated it. I have backed them up on that. The establishment can't have too many men that are red pill. It needs blue pill men. The state needs blue pill men, right? So let's make that very clear. And so you're going to have the Ben Shapiro's, um, who else? What's Buddy Road name that I'm thinking about? Um, Charlie Kirk. Um, what's Buddy Road name with the eye patch? Like those type of people. You're going to have those type of people come out, right? and and tell you how wrong you are and how you should get married, and how important marriage is for your health, and the softer side of women, smoothing out men's rough edges, and making even some of the same points that we make over here, but they're going to mainly tell you to ignore the women's BS, or they're going to give like a little pow pow to the women, little, oh, don't do that, right? And keep it moving and put all the onus on you. Once again, remember, we're talking about people that don't believe in acknowledging systemic issues. So they're never going to, or mainly not acknowledge what a mix between capitalism and feminism has done to men women relations over the past 5 decades, 6 decades. They're never going to acknowledge that. And if they do, they're going to put all the onus on the feminism part and not the Powell memo. We're going to wage a war on the working class part of the game. They're not going to. They're not going to talk about that, right? The toxic mix of second plus wave feminism and capitalism. Oh yeah, you bet. What? You better believe they're not going to talk about that. You know, good point. And Salt Life says they wanted to be purple pill more than red pill because that creates more air quotes balance. You see me, right? And you know, I need to make like a um mission statement for my channel. I need to maybe revise some of my stuff that I've said before, because I think, and I'm losing my point. Goddamn, I think I was gonna say something real deep too. It happens. Um, I don't know about. I am about questioning things and being skeptical about certain things, but you know, I don't. I think for me, it's about shifting through the BS and trying to find your best lane. And I look at these particular people and the products that they try to sell, including ideas as products, by the way. I'm not just talking about like literal physical products, right? But different ideas and concepts as products. And those that they try to sell, and how beneficial or lack thereof it is for the masses of people, right? And when I look at the Ben Shapiro's, you have to ask yourself, okay, where does this man sit financially, politically, socially? Why does he believe the things? You got to remember, like Ben Shapiro is the child of somebody who already had money anyway. Ben Shapiro was set on this road from his dad, right? Like when you look at who's what politically, look at their family lineage, right? Look at their line of work and try to get an idea of why they think and feel the way they think and feel. Why do they advocate for the things they do? And how does that help or hurt you and yours? And if you care about the black community, right? This is kind of how I think about things, right? But I look at where black men are as a between a rock and a hard place. You're literally gonna have to outmaneuver your women to save you and them. They're in your way and in their own way. Wait a minute, I gotta move you out the way to save you? Uh Alexa, cue up Cat Williams saying you simple B. Uh right? I gotta move you out the way to save me and you. Because you're doing me and you a disservice and the kids. You see what I'm saying, Salt Life? And Salt Life says blacks are going to have to look at every strip of paperwork or just opt out of voting, period. I'm saying. Right? And then let me get out of here because I know y'all gotta go check out Art's panel. Um yeah, so we'll end it out here. I wanted to give my little 2 cents in. That was a good panel. But I think we might be missing the forest through the trees. These people really just want to protect much of their power. And this red pill talk is challenging that. Because I promise y'all, and I saw a couple of the brothers, yeah, a lot of y'all on that panel are conservative, but y'all were tiptoeing to talking about the money part and why, and this is what I was saying earlier. Conservatism will be eaten alive by capitalism. The same economic system y'all swear by. Because screw your politics. If I got the money, I buy your women. I buy you. Yeah, right? Y'all swearing by the system. Understand, once again, when they said everything for sale, they meant it. And so I don't want y'all to miss that part of Ben Shapiro, engaging with this. And once again, he just made a little, a little shout. But let's see if he continues down this road of kind of mentioning red pill stuff or reviewing red pill stuff. But understand, you push hard and long enough, you won't just be fighting against the feminists. You're gonna be fighting against those capitalists y'all swear by too. Mark my words, because a couple of y'all got real close to it on the panel. And we're not talking about like Ed said, small C capitalists. No, we're talking about big C capitalists. The big boys. The Fortune 500 big boys, right? All right. You think red pill talk only challenges the left? And I think that'll be my ending question to all the brothers across the Black Manosphere. Screw just left and right. The question is, because we already know on the left, for those of us that's red pill and left, we already know that the red pill challenges the left. That's why FD signifier is here. Right? That's why Tiffany Cross had to mention Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace. Right? So, do you think that the red pill only challenges the left? Or does it also challenge the political right also? The people that talk a good game imply certain things, but really they pro-establishment also. They're shaking their boat, right? And so, Star Life, are you hopping on art? I might. I got some stuff I got to do. I pulled up to the house a little while ago, so yeah, maybe. Let me see. But if you don't see me on, yeah, sleeping. Took a shower, probably tried to watch something, and knocked out on the couch. Right. And on that note, we'll end it out there. Y'all go check out other manuscript. Well, let's do this. I'm gonna pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other manuscript, Black manuscript content, other non-manuscript content. So art is on. So I guess the Black manuscript content is art new style. And on that note, you know, I can't believe Ben Shapiro really said that. Like, but see, hey, I'm telling y'all, Ben Shapiro swear he's a good bro. You're a Harvard law grad, okay, a whole Harvard law grad, but that, especially this might be anybody that's really good. If y'all could, if Ben Shapiro did lives, oh, y'all could probably him Ben Shapiro up. You know, I gotta do some digging and research. I would, hey, I'm not gonna lie. If y'all let Mr. Z be the one to him up Ben Shapiro somewhere, I'm gonna walk around with the goddamn WWE fucking belt on my. Damn, I use profanity. Oh well, I'm like an hour in. I'm gonna walk around with the WWE belt on my damn shoulder forever around the Black Manosphere. Y'all can't tell me nothing if y'all let me get one or two up on Ben Shapiro in a debate somewhere. I'm just saying, right? Because he's out of his depth on this one, right? And all that fast talking crap ain't gonna work over here, player. And on that note, we'll truly end it right here. Y'all go check out Art New Style and other Black Manosphere content and other non-Manosphere content. Mr. Z out. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. All right, everybody.